Hello and welcome to Losers Watch Love Die on the Ultimatum.
Love Die?
This is our new podcast about watching Netflix's season 3 of The Ultimatum, where love goes to die.
I wish it was another queer one. I liked the queer one. The Ultimatum Queer Love.
Yes.
I liked that one.
Which should have just been season 2. It was stupid that it's a spinoff. Anyway, I'm Brandon.
I'm Crista.
And we're going to talk about The Ultimatum season 3 up until they couple up with their new couplings. Okay, so...
None of these people should be dating.
Yes, that's a prerequisite to be on the show, is that you shouldn't date and go on the show. You're just asking to cheat on your partner and then get Netflix famous.
It's not even that. Like, some of these couples, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand why some of these people are dating at all. They are not compatible and they do not make sense as a couple. And some of them don't even seem like they like each other. I feel like that.
I feel like they like each other, at least mostly. Anyway, hold on. Before we get into all that, maybe, do you want to tell me what the ultimatum is?
You're in a couple and you go on a show to be in a new couple to decide whether you should get married or not. So essentially, someone in the relationship doesn't want to get married and the other one thinks they're ready and they're all stupid. And then they come here and then they couple up with a new person who also probably isn't ready to get married. And then they decide whether they should marry the new person or this person, or should they just go home alone?
Is it possible that someone gave another person an ultimatum?
Okay, moving on.
So each couple, there are 6 couples, and one of them gave the other one an ultimatum. And it's mostly the girls giving their...
There's 2 guys.
Most is still 4 out of 6.
2 guys.
Which I think is hard to balance. So I'm glad that they try, because it should be equal numbers of boys and girls both giving the ultimatum.
Yeah, but that's hard to find.
Well, yeah, but like you need to do that, because otherwise any girl giving an ultimatum about wanting to be married will only be partnered up with other people that don't want to be married.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but it's not even you don't want to be married. You don't want to be married to this person.
Well, yeah, but like...
No, I know.
Essentially, most of them walk in and they're just like, I just don't want to be married yet. Almost no one is like, I'm against marriage.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, we'll go through the couples couple by couple.
Okay,
first couple, Zaina and JR. Zaina is 32. JR is 33. They have been together for 3 years. They're in their 30s.
Yeah.
Zaina gave JR the ultimatum. She wants to get married. He doesn't. And he's been divorced before.
Which is probably why he doesn't want to get married.
Getting married is definitely never going to get divorced again, is what he says.
And they met on a dating app. Yeah. That is the only info I learned about them.
That's the only info you learned about them?
Through that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because like it's their quick little intro at the beginning of the show. I immediately thought that they're not here for real reasons. I'm pretty sure both of them are just here to be Netflix famous.
Oh, I think Zaina's actually really nice.
She's really nice, but I don't think either of them actually are in this for real.
No, I didn't get that vibe at all.
No, I don't think, like, the way JR is as a person and how he looks and all of his looks being so important.
Well, I just think he's a fuckboy.
Yeah, but I think he's here for bad reasons. And I also think, like, every time I heard Zaina talk, because she was always, like, just the way that she spoke really made me believe that, like she was blocking him immediately after they broke up, quote unquote.
Well, I think that was a joke.
That's what she said. I'm blocking you and I'm really excited to start and dive into this experiment. And like just her enthusiasm for everything and her lack of sadness made me think that she's like here on a different mentality.
Well, for one, none of these people were sad.
Yeah, they were.
No, absolutely not. No one seems sad in their breakup. I disagree with you.
I think Arya and them were sad.
I think Arya's a fucking crybaby who's beat by her boyfriend. So I think that's a different one. I think that's a Stockholm syndrome. But my other problem is you think everyone on every single reality TV show is there to be famous. So it's hard. It's hard because I feel like you think that about everyone.
Okay, well, we'll see about The Perfect Match Season 4. Which of these people get on it?
Oh my God.
Can't wait.
I don't think that.
Can't wait. You will rue the day.
I don't think that means all these people are just here for no reason.
No?
I don't think that if we're going to play it in that way, I don't think Izzy was on TV to be internet famous. And I don't think Izzy was ever internet famous. That stupid guy that dated the blonde chick, he was on Perfect Match.
You're taking this way into another whole field.
So I just don't think that every person that ends up on Perfect Match was only there to be internet famous in their first show. I think at that point, yes. But I don't think that means that their first show they were.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Maybe. It's just that this is such a scummy show that I feel like this is a really easy one. Like, I feel Love is Blind is a bit harder to go on to continue your internet fame versus this one, which is just find a couple.
I don't know.
And pretend.
Some people actually think the experiment works.
Uh-huh.
We've never seen a couple that works from it, but... Like a new couple. I've never seen a new couple formed that actually... works from that ends up with that couple at the end. I don't think any of them did. I think all the people have gone back to their original people or left alone.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen a successful story from this yet, and we're on season 3.
Yeah. But like going back to your original couple, it was the one that was pregnant.
Which one?
The whole time. Season 1. The blonde girl.
Yeah. With the
cowboy kid.
My God, that's going to annoy me. I know his name too, and I can't think of it. But yes. Yes, but they went back to their original couple and they were pregnant the whole time. They probably legitimately were on this show to get internet famous and get money for their stupid child. You know? But like, nobody's ever picked their new couple at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy because I was so mad last season in Queer Love when...
That wasn't last season. Queer Love was season...
Oh my God, we're on season 4? Like, technically.
Yeah.
Jesus, and no one has been successful. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my God, Yoli and the really shaved head girl.
Okay.
I loved them.
Yes, they were cute.
And she went back to Mallory and then they broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I
boo.
do vaguely remember this. Okay, so what do we think about Zaina and JR personality-wise?
I like Zaina. I think she's nice, and I haven't had an issue with her yet while watching this.
I don't have any issues other than internet fame.
But I just don't see that from her. I think Scotty's a piece of shit, and that's fine. But I don't... Or no, sorry, JR. I think JR's a fuckboy.
Yes.
I think he's just a trashy human, and I don't really understand their relationship. But I think she's nice, and I don't mind her. Like, I like her personality.
I agree. I also think JR is a fuckboy.
Yeah.
I think he's a personal trainer. So that goes along with all of it. He is one of the only people or only guys that we see on this season beginning where he has multiple love interests.
Yes.
That aren't his original couple. Everyone in this season is very like, find one person and put all your eggs in that basket. Except for JR, as we see.
Yeah, as we see it. Yeah, because the first thing he said out loud was, Sandy and Arya are people I like.
Yeah.
Which are obviously the people he talks to.
Yes.
Imagine that.
Yeah, they all sit around a table at the beginning and have the Lachey's talk to them. And then some of them make comments about like, ooh, look at them.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at them.
But for the most part, I didn't like the way this one was done. And I don't remember how the other seasons were done now for... Like, I know they did the speed dating and everybody talks to everyone.
At a pool, yeah.
Yeah, but like in all the seasons, they always do that. And then, but I feel like they showed us more of the couples last time, but maybe also because we only had 5 the one season because that one couple proposed at the beginning and left. So they didn't do the speed dating and stuff. Oh, no, they did.
They
yeah,
did.
so
yeah, no one's left the show before choosing night.
It just feels like I only get to see the people... talk to one person or 2 people. Like JR, we saw 2. Dave, we saw 2. Everybody else, I only saw them talk to like one person, or we saw 2 seconds of them and then it moved on. It was just it felt very short and it felt very like obvious, and I don't like that.
Yeah,
like it's boring.
Yeah, I agree. Like maybe if they just cut it down to be more efficient.
And I'm sure they do, and that's fine. I just felt like we didn't get enough info on it to be like, oh, that couple would be interesting talking to each other and blah, blah, blah.
It's no Love is Blind.
No. And the only thing that I took from JR in the entire dating was that his laugh is annoying.
Oh.
It's so annoying. He's very annoying.
Oh,
I don't like him.
I also don't like him, but like that's because I think he's a fuckboy.
I wrote JR, annoying laugh, JR, fuckboy. And those were my 2 points about him.
Okay.
But I didn't see him with enough people. I thought I liked him on his date with Sandy. I thought they were cute.
Yeah.
I thought him and Arya had good conversation, and they were 2 very different ends of a spectrum here.
Yeah, and that's what he said. So
Yeah.
he is right about that.
Yeah, and so he gets to kind of talk to 2 different ends to decide who in his mind makes more sense for him. That probably, like, I would probably go with somebody more opposite to Zaina.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you're getting a full experience of trying something different. But
Or you pick the one most likely to fudge.
Well, yeah, and we all know who that is. So
No, we don't.
we don't know who on the show is most likely to do that.
No, we don't. Moving on to
Okay.
Nick and Sandy. Nick is 38 and Sandy is 27. Nick is one of the guys that gave the ultimatum.
Yeah.
And Nick is ready to move out of Los Angeles, which is where they both live, and he wants to live on a calmer lifestyle.
She's a party girl.
She's a party girl. She's 27. They met 3 years ago, so she was 24 and he was 35. So I don't know how they met and like worked it out at all.
About that.
She's a party girl. I don't know what she does for a living, and he is an artist. I think a painter or
Fake job. Yeah, he didn't really talk about much. He just kept saying that he's an artist. And they've been together for how long did you say? Sorry, I forget.
I think literally everyone was 3
years, 2.5 or 3 years,
Yep.
and they don't live together. So I already think you're both stupid.
Yeah.
Because he clearly doesn't like her lifestyle.
No.
Like, he's not into the going out and partying and doing all that stuff, and I understand that. He's almost 40 years old. Of course he doesn't. But I don't understand why you want to marry her.
Yeah. It is very confusing because like you're clearly at different lifestyles.
Well, and then when
Hold on.
okay.
I want to take a side note out of the lifestyles thing. Nick looks great for 38, so maybe this is all in the looks department.
Maybe.
And Sandy looks like Jessica from
Love is Blind.
From Love is Blind season 7.
And Perfect Match.
And
There you go.
Perfect
Everyone
Match
knows
and
that.
2. Yeah.
I thought they were weird when they were like saying bye to each other or whatever, talking about their breakup the night before, because she makes a joke about him not having to text her anymore and how he's gonna love that. Like,
because they make comments that like she parties and then like texts him at 2 a.m.
yes.
and has to like call and wake him up or whatever.
It's just weird. Like, your lifestyles don't match. You guys don't really make sense. I just find them very odd. And he just seems like he already has issues with her and their relationship. So I'm confused how it's him that gave the ultimatum.
Yeah, because I think he's just looking for her to
settle down more.
Yeah, like he likes her, or I don't know. If I'm being the meanest, he likes the way she looks and wants to mold her into
his perfect woman.
Woman. And like he doesn't give off like a horrible person.
No, I like Nick.
Yeah. I also like Nick.
He's actually one of my favorite guys on this season so far.
So I don't know if it's like malicious or intently that he wants her to change who she is, but like they are different, very different people.
Yeah, and I like Sandy. Like as an individual, I like both of them.
And he's okay. She sounds raspy and it's annoying.
But like I don't mind her personality. I think she's fun. She's nice. Like I think she.
Yeah, she's just 27.
Yeah,
compared to his 38.
Yeah,
like the biggest thing. And Sandy and JR hit it off.
Yes.
They have a lot of sexual tension.
Yes. But their conversation looks fun too. Like they match more in their lifestyle, I think, than her and Nick do at all.
For sure. Fuck boy, fuck girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I like them though.
Yeah. I like all parties involved in that.
Yeah.
But like the show definitely does focus a lot on their sexual tension, and so does like JR says it. He's just like, she's a wild one, and like she brings out a wild side of me. They literally peck in the first dating episodes.
Yeah.
Though,
So, I don't know.
When they're alone on a bar date, not in the pool date with everyone around each other.
And then Nick goes on a date with Vanessa, and they vibe because it's the Lachey's times 2.
Yes.
It's that Nick and Vanessa round 2.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I like them.
Yeah.
I think they match very well with each other. I don't think it's going to work when they live together, but I don't know.
Okay, let's move on to Dave and Vanessa.
So, Dave, I don't like.
Dave is 34. Vanessa's 30.
Yeah.
Vanessa gave the ultimatum. They have been dating for 3 years.
Yeah. That's really all the info they gave us on them. They didn't talk about their jobs or anything.
Yeah, the first 3 couples got like a decent intro at the first episode, and then the next 2 got a slobby quick one, and then the last one didn't get introduced at all, unless we somehow both missed it.
No, I don't think so. So I don't know much about either one of them. I mean, we learned quite a bit about Vanessa on her dates with Nick.
Yeah.
Because they do talk a lot about different things. So, I mean, I don't mind Vanessa. I think she's nice. She seems sweet. She just is a little wild. She's not wild. Wild's the wrong word. She's sporadic. Like, she's just everywhere.
A little bit. She's very intense into Nick.
Yeah.
Like, the whole time she is flirty and really clearly likes Nick.
Yeah, because there's a time that poor Dave is just sitting alone while everybody's having conversations, and I'm like, aw, poor Dave.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to I felt bad for him, but the first episode he was clearly excited to be single, and he was clearly I can't wait. He didn't necessarily say it, but he was definitely the type to be I can't wait to get out there, flirt, get it on with other girls.
And then no one liked him.
Exciting. And then no one liked him pretty much. And he, literally at the beginning table, he had a little comment that he said to the camera about liking Arya. And then the next day they have their little poolside speed date chats.
Yeah.
And then they'd have a group bar hangout, and they do some kind of truth game.
Oh yeah.
And then Arya gets asked who did you have the least connection with, and she said Dave. And then it's from that moment on Dave has been,
that's when he goes and hangs out alone. It's
sad.
sad.
Yeah, from that point on, literally Dave has had the hardest time.
Well, and he's also watching Vanessa connect with Nick.
Yes.
That whole time, and he's like, oh.
And Vanessa is fawning over Nick the whole time.
Yeah, and then
the other couples don't feel like that.
Yeah. And then he tries to talk to Vanessa, and I think that just made him more upset because she talks about how she has a connection with Nick and how he said that they... Yeah, and basically he was like, well, we could just leave. And she was like, no, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Dave's kind of Dave. It's just Dave.
Yeah.
Fine.
And I don't think he's necessarily a bad guy.
No, I just think he's screwed.
Yeah.
In this experiment.
And I like Vanessa.
Yeah.
We'll talk about their game after. Yeah. Dave does make a connection, and it might be a secondary connection, but he hangs out with Chanel.
Yes.
And Chanel is also having a pretty hard time emotionally, but the two of them do seem to make at least a friendly connection.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I feel like they have some good talks, and I feel like they help each other cool down with all the issues. So I think they're having similar issues going through this experiment. So I don't think there's anything wrong with being able to have that person.
No, definitely not. And I hope that they work out and better each other.
Yeah. And then we meet Caleb and Mariah, who look like siblings. And they look exactly the same. It's so weird to me. And she gave him the ultimatum.
Yep.
And they've been dating for 2 years. And that's really all the info they gave us about them.
Yeah.
And then
Mariah is 24. And Caleb is 29.
And when they said bye to each other and breaking up, it just seemed boring. I don't know. Their conversations just seemed boring, and they were just, I don't know, they're weird. I don't know anything about them. Even watching them all connect with other people and go on these dates, I still don't know anything about Caleb and Mariah. We never see them, and they barely talk.
Yeah.
She's very quiet.
Mariah thinks that the thing, like this ultimatum will be good for their relationship
Yeah.
and like wants to like jump in and everything.
But she's so shy that I don't
Yeah.
think she's gonna thrive in this environment. Like, I know she finds a connection, he finds a connection, whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a lot.
Caleb basically he doesn't want to get married because he doesn't want to have a midlife crisis and regret his decisions
Because
here.
they're young.
'Cause
Yeah.
they're younger.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then on the speed dating, I noticed that Caleb doesn't really have a good answer for why he doesn't want to get married, where like everyone else almost has like the reasoning ready at hand, you know?
Which is why I feel like he just doesn't.
Yeah.
They're just not the right couple together.
Yeah.
I just realized that when JR and Sandy were on a date, he was like, they were literally talking about having sex together.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't talk about that when we were talking about them going on their dates. That's like a lot to say on like a second date.
Yeah?
It'd be good sex.
Oh, yeah.
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 Anyway,
Sorry, got stressed.
stop taking back away from Caleb and Mariah.
Sorry. Well, Caleb was talking Caleb was talking to Arya.
Yeah.
And I feel bad when that whole situation happened for Arya when they were...
Because Arya is having a hard time watching her...
Scotty,
her partner, flirt away with Zaina. So, like, they at one of the bars, like, Arya's real sad and then, like, goes off and cries. And, like, Caleb is the one, like, he's trying to connect with her.
Yeah. And he, goes to console her in the bathroom, and it's very sad.
Yeah. But, like, it goes back to, like, Caleb is not a character yet.
Yeah.
Because he's barely done anything other than be Arya's secondary character.
Which we never talked about Arya and Scotty.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
I know.
They're the next couple.
I know. So, I don't know. It was just, I feel like Caleb is so nice. I just think that him and Mariah are both too shy comparatively to all these other people's personalities.
Yeah.
Everybody else on here is a lot. Like, Sandy's very outgoing. She's very, like, in your face. More so than everybody. And then so is, I feel like Zaina's very out there. And then Vanessa's super out there. So I just feel bad because I think Mariah and Caleb get lost in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to
Scotty
and Arya. So Scotty is 30, Arya is 25.
Yeah.
Scotty gave the ultimatum.
Yeah.
They're 3 years into their relationship. And they live in separate cities and separate states, I guess.
Yep.
So I don't know where exactly she and him live that make this work. But I think they must have been together first, and then she moved for work because she said she's just starting her career and she doesn't want to get married to Scotty because like she's focusing on her career right now. And to be fair, she is 25.
And she shouldn't marry Scotty.
Yeah. Okay. You hate Scotty.
Because he screamed at her at a bar in front of everyone about nothing. And then every time he talks about Arya on like whatever to the camera, side note, he's fucking bitching about how everything about her isn't great. Like all he does is talk about all the bad things about her and how negative about her everything is. So, and she's so nice.
Yeah.
Like she's a big crybaby, and I would be too, I guess, if you screamed at me in a bar in front of everyone after like having your arm around a different girl and shit in front of me on the first hangout, I'd probably also cry in the bathroom.
So Scotty and Zaina hit it off really well.
Yes, and I like them together.
And they're just like, pew pew, we're all good to go. And then they're in the bar, and the way it works is like your first time is like by a pool, and you're kind of speed dating, going from each person, and you're all like 10 feet away from each other. And then your next date is like they go to a bar all together.
I think they get time with the people before that. They have like little individual dates because it's called dating week. So we see like how Sandy and JR are at that bar together and they're in that booth.
Yeah.
That wasn't at this mixer. I think they all got some dates together. And I think midway through the week, they did this group one.
A mixer at a bar.
Yeah.
And they're all there and they play a game, which we'll go into later.
Because that's the only way that makes sense for these people to have such deeper connections than if they just hung out for the first time after speed dating. Because the speed dates weren't very long, I don't think.
No.
So, because, like, they really hit it off. And I felt so bad for Arya when he was screaming at her, and then she went and cried in the bathroom.
Oh.
So, sad.
Well, we didn't. Yeah.
Sad.
Scotty hits it off with Zaina, and they're at the point, like, they're walking around the bar and, like, literally holding hands. And Arya sees this, and then she cries about it. And then she goes to talk and be like, you're disrespectful. Like, you're taking this too far. And then Scotty basically yells at her.
Yes.
And then Arya runs off and cries.
And then Caleb follows her.
And then Caleb goes and follows her and, like, he's very nice there.
And then her and Zaina and Scotty are very, like, when they're having one of those chats, Zaina's like, oh, well, because he was asking about their living situation or something. And Zaina says, oh, well, our lease is up in October, so that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're aggressive.
The two of them, and I think they're both aggressive, which is why I think they work together.
Yep.
Because at least they can be aggressive at each other. But, because, like, when Scotty's aggressive to Arya, she's not an aggressive person, and she's very, like, timid.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Arya's other connection, though, other than Caleb, is JR.
Yep.
So JR says that Arya's the one that he can really open up with and talk to and get emotional. But he's more attracted to Sandy and her flirtatious personality and outgoing nature, blah, blah, blah.
Well, Arya's the safe choice for him, and Sandy's the dangerous choice, yeah.
Yeah. So they have their, Arya and JR have dates.
Which also seemed cute.
Yeah, it did.
It just wasn't the same vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the last couple we didn't see anything about, so that was weird. Chanel and, what the heck's his name? Chanel and Micah. So she issued the ultimatum, and they've been dating for 2.5 years, and we had to look that up because there was no intro on them.
Yeah, unless we totally missed it in the rapid fire because it was super short.
Maybe.
She's 27, he's 28.
She also seems very timid.
Micah says it's just not the time yet, and Chanel just got starting in a marketing career.
Yep.
And Chanel says she's ready to leave this relationship if Micah doesn't change his mind.
Yep. Which is fine.
Yeah. No, like, that's kind of like the point of the show is if you don't change your mind or agree, then you should split up.
So.
And Netflix should assassinate one of you.
So Micah's only connection that he really talks to that we see ever is Mariah.
Yep.
So it's very boring because they're both more quiet people, so we don't see them very much.
Yeah, they don't give a lot of drama for the show to follow.
Yeah, so it's just like cute little quick dates that we see of them. It's not much. And then Chanel is the one talking to Dave.
Yes.
So that's really all it's not a lot of info from them about any of them. And yeah, I don't know. Dave cries at the cocktail party.
Did we talk about Mariah?
Yeah, I'm Mariah and Caleb.
Okay.
The boring couple that looks
for the down. Sorry. Yeah.
But so they have, you want to talk about the game?
Okay. Yeah, the first game that they play all together, which is like...
It brings the vibe down and makes people upset. Well, because we already talked about how Arya said that her least connection was with Dave.
Yeah, they have to put... So the game is they tell someone...
They whisper in
quarters,
someone's ear.
And they're asked a question, and then they whisper it in someone's ears, and then they flip the coin. And if it's heads, then they have to tell everyone.
I think it's if it's... Yeah, one of them, they have to say the question and the answer.
Yeah, and if it's tails, then...
They only answer the question.
Then the person told answers it.
Yeah. Like, it's very weird. So we only see ones where it obviously is the one where they tell the question and the answer, because otherwise it'd be pretty boring.
Yeah, so that's the one where Arya's really sad, or Arya doesn't like Dave.
Yeah.
He was really sad.
Oh, poor Dave.
Poor Dave.
Sits alone. And then there was a couple other questions. I didn't write any of them down, though.
I have, Caleb would spend the night with Arya. And then I have, JR says he doesn't want Nick to date his ex, Zaina. And, like, all these create little dramas.
Which is great, though, because he's not anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Sandy wants to go on a second date with JR. That was her question and answer.
Yep.
And then Vanessa asked Nick who he was most intimidated by, and then he didn't have to answer or say what the question was.
Yeah.
But he answered that it was her.
Yeah.
And then that kind of leads into them being more into each other.
Yeah, because then they go have a conversation.
Yeah.
And then Dave gets sad and he cries and
Dave.
Ugh.
And is this when like Dave and Mariah do the smile at each other thing, or is that the second bar date?
Smile at each other?
Because like they're both sad about their couples, and then she says, "You know what? We're going to turn around and we're going to smile."
Oh, that's not Mariah. That's Chanel. Jesus. Yes, they do it at that one. I'm pretty sure.
Sorry,
you're now like, what are you talking about, Mariah? I don't think they ever interact. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
And that was sweet because she was trying to like help calm him down basically and make him feel better, and it was nice of her.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that they are cute together for just emotional support, at least, you know?
Yes.
Like, I'm glad you guys can be with each other through this hard time.
And then we leave that area. They have another day of dates,
which is all the same stuff we've basically already talked about.
Yeah. And then they have another cocktail party, and then there's Never Have I Ever gets played. There's a lot of alcohol being drank, and like you can tell that everyone is getting more and more drunk.
Yep.
I think especially I find it in Vanessa.
Well, yeah, because she gets even more fucking unhinged. Like, she just talks a lot.
She's not a crazy person.
No, but like
fine.
She's unhinged in her conversations. Like, she just keeps going, and she's like, "Hi, yeah, oh, I love you, yeah." Like, it's just like a lot.
Yeah.
It's like a little puppy dog on Nick. It's just...
It is a lot. Yeah,
it's a lot.
Micah and JR have a sit down, and then they talk about dating white girls.
Yep.
And
have you ever dated a white girl? And he's like, "Oh, have you ever been with a white girl?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "So you've dated one?" And he was like, "No, that's not what I said. That's not what that meant."
That's different.
I felt that was funny. Because one of them be talking to a white girl.
Anyway, everyone talks to each other that night. Nothing really changes. We've already talked about it. We go to the next day, and then there's some more dates shown, and it's mostly JR having dates with Arya and Sandy. And like, this is the one
where he says, "I think the sex would be good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And JR and Sandy kiss.
Yeah.
Or do the peck thing.
And she has
it's like respectful though.
And then she has her hand on his lap or vice versa or something. They're like showing shit under the table there, but
yeah,
it's weird.
They are in a booth at the bar, sitting right
very close. Yes.
Yeah.
And then they show us her date with Arya, which is cute and fine.
Yeah. We do see Zaina and Scotty having a date also. They have a good connection, except Scotty sucks.
But them together, I like. It's very weird.
Yeah.
I like her better for Scotty than Arya because she will stand up for herself.
Sure.
And poor little Arya won't.
Well, like, she's trying. And she does kind of. With being, they're not even in the same state. So
I know.
Maybe that's how she deals with it, is just by being separate.
Then you shouldn't be dating.
I agree.
If you have to deal with it by not being together, then
yeah.
Interesting.
So we're going into the choice, and pretty much the only one that's confusing about it is like, who is JR going to choose? And then that will have a little ripple effect. But other than that, we know who everyone's going to choose.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So Crista predicted it all, and I sat there and said, I also agree.
And then I was right.
And then we were right on everything.
Yeah. So they do Zaina first, and Zaina picks Scotty, and then Scotty picks Zaina. Perfect. Done.
Everyone does little cute speeches about how cute everyone else is and stuff, and Nick and Vanessa talk about, like, Nick and Vanessa Lachey talk about
how it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to help you be able to have these hard conversations and see what you're missing and go through it. So it's cute, but it's sad for the other partner because it's hard. It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
For them, and I get it.
And it's hard to listen to them give a big old speech about the person they're about to, like, go
and for 2 weeks. Yeah. And you're like, okay, see ya. And it's very, sad. Yeah. And then, like, I feel bad because Arya obviously cries because she's a crybaby. and then makes it about her for a bit. And and RJ was actually very nice and just said, JR, oh, whatever, and RJ, it says that he's happy, she's happy, and that's all he can want. So
Mariah picks Micah.
Yep.
And then Micah picks Mariah. Chanel picks Dave.
But they want to work together to get their relationships to be better.
Mariah and Micah.
Yes, because they both, I don't think, actually have a
love connection.
Yeah, I think it's more of a how can we better ourselves as people because we like our connection of talking, and how can we make our own relationships better when we go back.
Yeah. Chanel picks Dave. Dave picks Chanel.
Which is a weird couple.
Why?
I think Dave and Chanel are just a weird...
They have that cute smile.
I know, but I still just think they're a weird pick. Because they both said such sweet things about each other, and then, I don't know, and then Micah cries and tells him to take care of her, and like, it's not a love connection there.
Well, no, it's not. But, like, that's the best that they both have.
I know.
With what's left.
It's just the Micah crying and saying, make sure you take care of her is the weird part in there.
Yeah, because Micah cares about her.
I know.
I don't know. JR talks about his connections to Sandy and Arya. Yep. And then Sandy and Nick have a little spat.
Because he's upset about how quickly Sandy opened up to JR when it took him like a year to get Sandy to open up to him at all. I get that. That's shitty. But this is also an experience where you have to. Sure. You don't have a choice. It's accelerated. You have to put yourself out there or you're not doing the experiment.
But it also goes to, like, Nick should not be with Sandy.
No, 100%. You guys are stupid.
You're just not a good couple.
No, it's not a good fit. And if she can open up so quickly with someone else, it's not the right fit.
Yeah.
Do not go back and get married. So anyways, JR picks Sandy. And then Sandy obviously picks him because that makes the most sense.
Nick is quite upset about the whole thing.
Yep. Even though he has to pick next, so I don't know what he's...
Vanessa chooses Nick. Nick chooses Vanessa.
Yeah.
And then Arya picks Caleb, and Caleb picks Arya.
Which, do we think they were always... Well, Arya was waiting to see if she was going to get picked by JR, I guess.
Yes.
But then who would have... Then Caleb would have been stuck with Sandy? That's so weird. Because we've never seen them interact.
Correct. But like that, on season 1, there was a couple that was totally not supposed to go together at all.
Yeah, that's true.
The experiment got ruined because the guy got too jealous, so then he went back to his ultimatum giver.
Yeah.
Which is something I said, is that, like, during this picking time, the person that received the ultimatum potentially has, like, the power to stop this whole thing from happening.
Yeah.
Is because, like, they could just be like, no, I'll propose instead, which we saw in season 1.
Yeah, with the horse girl.
Yes. So, well, twice on season 1. Season 1 had the one couple get married. No, propose.
Horseface or the
no, the one that had no connections at all, and she gave the ultimatum to him.
Yeah,
and then she went through the whole thing, had no connections, and she really wanted this one dude, and then he
picked someone else.
He rejected her.
Yeah,
and then she was really upset and didn't make any other connections. And then he was going to be connected to someone, and the girl at that time was like really into him. I can't remember any of their names. I'm so sorry. But
then she said, never mind, let's just go home. Basically.
Well, no, he proposed, and then they were like, yay. And then another couple, another guy was just like, no one he is here for me. I have no options. And then he proposed to his girlfriend and then ruined it for the other guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that could happen here is what I'm saying.
But it clearly didn't because we already just did all the picks, so it didn't matter.
Didn't matter, but there is that thing. Who do you think? What do you think is going to happen from this point?
I think it's going to be like all the other seasons, and we're going to go through all this hell, and I'm going to fall in love with all these couples, and then they're all going to go back to their stupid couple that they shouldn't be in. So
you don't think any of the new couples are going to couple?
I think Vanessa and Nick should.
Okay.
I think they should couple up because I think they make sense, and they're my favorite couple in this so far, even though she's a little wild.
Okay.
But I think they're just, how do you compare 3 years to 2 weeks?
Yeah, there's that.
And we've talked about this before. I really think your trial marriage with your partner should be first because you're putting a different couple in between, and then you're putting them back to their person for 2 weeks, and then you're saying, okay, well, choose whether you want to stay with the person you've been with for 3 years or go back to a person you knew for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it should be like 2 weeks new person, 2 weeks your original couple and then like 1 week back with a new person, or 1 week completely alone.
I don't know.
Because then you no communication, you're stuck doing your life, but you can't talk to them or anyone, and then you like recalibrate. But I agree with you. It is flawed when you go back to your original person for 2 weeks.
I just think no matter what, 2 weeks of somebody doesn't compare to 3 years of someone. Like, I think more that somebody would leave alone. Like, we saw that last season where that one girl, I'm still waiting to Fear Love because that's the only one I liked. But the girl picked to be by herself because she knew that the couple she was in wasn't right, but she also didn't want to be with the new person.
Yes.
So, because it was that fucking psycho chick. And I wouldn't want to be with her either.
But then they got together again. If it's the one I'm thinking about.
Anyways, but I don't know. I would like them to stay together. I also really do think that Scotty and Zaina would be a good couple.
Yep. I don't know, because I also kind of predict JR and Sandy really just
they're gonna have sex.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have sex.
And then I think after that the magic's gone. I don't think it'll matter as much anymore. I think he'll get it out of his system, and so will she.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
That makes me feel icky, because then I hope that Sandy and Nick don't go back to each other.
Me either. I really think that him and Vanessa could be good, but
and I also don't want Arya and Scott to go back together.
Fuck no. Oh my god. Arya.
So anyone with Arya is better than Scott.
Alone is better for Arya. And your life wouldn't even change. You don't live together anyway.
True.
So you don't even live in the same fucking state.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's things I want, but I also have to see them live together first to actually know, because we know that as soon as people live together, shit gets fucked.
Yep.
And we've seen it on other shows too, where I'm rooting for these people. I'm like, yes, they're going to be so good. And then something stupid happens and I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here. So it's hard.
Okay, so Zaina and Scotty, you think?
I would like them to be together. I like them together, and I like Nick and Vanessa.
Mariah and Micah, you don't care about?
No. Because I don't think I think that's just, those are the people you connect with as a friendship to try and push yourselves to be better people.
Yeah. Chanel and Dave, same?
No, yeah. Can you really picture Chanel and Dave kissing?
No, absolutely not.
That's fucking weird. They're a weird couple, and I don't think Caleb and Arya is a real couple either.
Okay.
I just think that I think that they both found comfort in each other in shitty situations, and that works, and you can live with someone and be a better person for you and learn more about yourself and what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I just don't think any of those couples are romantic connections.
I agree. I guess that's it.
Cool.
We'll watch the other episodes.
Cool.
Okay.
Bye.
See you tomorrow night.